President Trump, in a personal phone call to a grieving military father, offered him $25,000 and said he would direct his staff to establish an online fundraiser for the family, but neither happened, the father said. Chris Baldridge, the father of Army Sergeant Dylan Baldridge, said that Trump called him at his home in Cleveland, North Carolina, a few weeks after his 22-year-old son and two fellow soldiers were fatally shot by an Afghan police officer on June 10. Their phone conversation lasted about 15 minutes, Baldridge said, and centered for a time on the father's struggle with the manner in which his son was killed, shot by someone he was training. "I said, me and my wife would rather our son died in trench warfare," Baldridge said. "I feel like he got murdered over there." Trump's offer of $25,000 adds a dimension to his relationships with Gold Star families, and the disclosure follows questions about how often the president has called or written to the parents or spouses of those killed. The Washington Post contacted the White House about Baldridge's account on Wednesday morning. Officials declined to discuss the events in detail. But in a statement Wednesday afternoon, White House spokeswoman Lindsay Walters said, "The check has been sent. It's disgusting that the media is taking something that should be recognized as a generous and sincere gesture, made privately by the president, and using it to advance the media's biased agenda." It took 18 months for President Barack Obama to fulfill a similar promise made to the family of Kayla Mueller, who was killed in 2015 while she was held captive by the Islamic State in Syria. Obama's undisclosed sum, for a charity set up in Mueller's name, arrived only after a report by ABC News called attention to what the president later described as an oversight. 12 days of silence, how Trump handled the deadliest combat incident of his presidency. Trump said this week that he has called every family of somebody that's died, and it's the hardest call to make. At least 20 Americans have been killed in action since he became commander-in-chief in January. The Post interviewed the families of 13. About half had received phone calls, they said. The others said they had not heard from the president. In his call with Trump, Baldridge, a construction worker, expressed frustration with the military's survivor benefits program. Because his ex-wife was listed as their son's beneficiary, she was expected to receive the Pentagon's $100,000 death gratuity. "Even though I can barely rub two nickels together," he told Trump,